Ben Asgari joins us from racing.com. Ben, good morning. How is the weather in Melbourne?
Yeah, good morning, Matt. Yeah, it's picture perfect here in Melbourne this morning. Blue skies and all set for a huge day of racing at Caulfield, headed, of course, by the Group 1 Sir Rupert Clarke Stakes. But we have a fantastic edition of the Group 3 Naturalism Stakes, or the MRC Foundation Cup, of course, where if you can win that 2,000-metre contest, you book your place ballot free into the Caulfield Cup.
Ben, what can we expect in terms of race patterns at Caulfield today?
Rails in the 9-metre position. Caulfield in the past few years with the rail in that position, pretty much in all positions, Caulfield has played beautifully, but they unfortunately got things wrong. Caulfield Cup Day last year, but just about every other meeting has been really played. The track's played really well. If anything, perhaps maybe running on, but I think the track's going to play fair.
OK, Godolphin line up with the favourite in the feature, the Group 1 Sir Rupert Clarke Stakes, home of the Brave. Well, he came to Australia with a sizeable rap, and he's well and truly lived up to that.
Oh, hasn't he? He was terrific first up in an Ori Star at Flemington. He just got a tiny bit tired late, I think needed the run, and he really came on from that to win the Theo Marks in Sydney. Second up from a spell, and some win it was. He ran blistering time, and he beat two potential stars in D'Argento and Trapeze Artist. She third up from a spell. He's going to make his own luck on speed. I think he's clearly the horse to beat, even with the weight. And I'm going with him as the horse to beat in the race. It's a race where I've wanted to back Land of Plenty for about 6 months. I thought it was just the perfect race for him. And I've jumped off. I've switched to Home of the Brave. But I do think if the race sets up for a swooper, Land of Plenty is the most likely to win. My concern is a horse like Home of the Brave is going to be making his own luck in front, and I don't think he's going to be stopping. So for horses like Land of Plenty and Peaceful State, who I think are serious animals and big winning chances, the problem is going to be the wide sweeping run and how long they're going to have to make that sustained run for to run down such a good horse. So no doubt I think they're key chances, but it might be too much of a task from the back with the draws for both Land of Plenty and Peaceful State. Just
before we get into your bets written by on our markets here is $1.70, of course, lines up in race number 3. Are you confident that we could put written by through some multis today?
Oh, I think if you're looking for an anchor, he certainly looks hard to beat. I don't necessarily think it's a great way to, in the long run, make money backing 2-year-olds turning 3, stepping out for the first time. But having said that, he's won more. He's won more than $1.3 million Australian, more than the rest of the opposition. He's got a 31 official handicapper rating, more than the next highest rated opposition, and he's only carrying 3.5 kilos more, so he should win. There's a fantastic stat that we put on the racing.com website in our weekly stats article regarding his jockey Jordan Childs. He's had 21 rides aboard odds-on favourites in his career. He's never missed the top 3, and he's won 15 of 21, so he's a jockey that just gets the job done when he gets on a favourite.
What about your best bet today? You're going with a Darren Weir trained runner early in the card.
Yeah, race 2, Lucky for All. I've got a huge opinion of this horse. He's far from the finished product. He actually does a lot wrong, but there's a pretty serious engine in there. I love the fact he's drawn wide. The first up run was terrific. It was in a high-pressure race. He just wanted to lay in behind the Quinella late. I think he got a bit tired late, which he was entitled to do. But, Joe, I remember the last time he went to Caulfield, he thrashed his stablemate Furion in very fast time. We know what Furion's done since. He looks a potential star in his own right. I think he's just a very serious horse, Lucky for All. I love the wide draw. It'll allow him to build his momentum out wide and run into the race, and I think he's going to be very hard to beat.
Do you think he'd be better suited to a track like Caulfield with his racing style rather than Moonee Valley last start?
Potentially. I don't think Moonee Valley was necessarily the thing that brought him undone. I think it was maybe just first up from a spell, and he drew an inside barrier. I think that was as much as anything the issue for Lucky for All, in the sense that he was held up coming to the turn. When he did get clear, I think the damage was probably already done in a high-pressure race where he had too much work to do, and probably wasn't near peak fitness. Now, he's still likely got improvement to come, being second up from a spell today, but The way Darren Weir's preparing his horses at the moment, they are really improving first to second up, and I think it will be no different for this guy.
All right, Ben, what about your best or your suggested bets for us today?
Yeah, I like in the fourth race on the program, I like Shakora from the Lindsay Park team. Had no luck first up at Moonee Valley and has trialled since. I think the step up to 1400 is the real key for her. She ran well at 1400 group level in two-start last preparation, and I think she'll get a nice run just in behind the speed. So on an each-way basis, I think it'll be hard to miss for Shakora. And the horse, I think, has come up really big odds at an each-way price is race 5, horse number 2, Bonds Away. I think the really good early price is gone. They did bet double figures about this guy, but he's a real Caulfield specialist. He's resuming from a spell today for trainer Kieran Maher and co-trainer David Eustace. He's had 3 runs at Caulfield. One of them was first up at the same track and distance last preparation, and he was beaten half a length in an Oakley plate. His other 2 runs at Caulfield, he's beaten Brave Smash at stakes level, and he's been narrowly beaten in very fast time behind a smart sprinter and Sprightly Lass at stakes level. He's resuming in an open handicap today, and you're getting much better than each way odds. So I think on an each way basis, he's well over the odds today and very backable. Race 5, Bonds Away.
Ben Asgari there from racing.com. Ben, thanks so much for your time. Enjoy the day.
Good punting, everyone. Thank you.